Megan. Not only do I have 284 books on my physical TBR, but I have 96 fantasy books in particular on my TBR. Here they all are. Take them in their glory. Today we're going to be starting a little mini series that I'm going to be doing within TBR200, which is the series that I'm doing to try and get my TBR below 200. But listen, I'm getting there. slowly getting there. And this series, I'm going to be taking my genres one by one in order of size from top to bottom of my TBR shelf. And I'm going to be reading that genre until I find a 5-star.
You know, it sounds crazy. And indeed it was.
This has two purposes, I guess. Number one is to read each genre down a bit, right? Let's try and get this fantasy genre down a bit. Number two, I've barely had any 5-stars so far this year. I've had three 5-stars. I can't even comprehend. So the purpose of this is to hopefully find more 5-stars. Is it too much to ask for that I want lots of 5-stars? I hope not. So today, join me as I read fantasy books. And it's risky because me and fantasy have a bit of a rocky relationship. Obviously, I own a lot of them. It used to be my favourite genre. It's probably not my favourite genre anymore, but I still have a lot of them to read. So join me as I read these fantasy books until we find one that is a 5-star. Alrighty everyone, we are over by the TBR shelves. The fantasy shelf is down here. But there's not really a way of filming in front of that unless I lie down on the floor. So just know that we're with it in spirit. I can stroke it. Here's the thing. In the future episodes of this, when we're doing other genres, it will probably be a bit mood ready, a bit, coming to the shelf and picking something off and seeing what I'm in the mood for in the moment. We have so many fantasy books just by circumstance that have ended up on TBR200 the past couple months that I have no plans to read. And so we're going to read them here. And if we exhaust these options, then we'll come and mood read here a little bit. But we actually have a lot of books to get through. And I can't think of any other genre that's come up on TBR200 this many times, and I don't have plans to read these books. So let me give you a whistle-stop tour through everything that we're going to be reading. We may be reading more than this. Let's see. First, we've got The Cautious Traveller's Guide to the Wastelands. This is actually my Patreon book club pick, so I need to read this first. But I don't have any plans to read it in a vlog, so it's going in here. This could be good. I have high hopes for this one.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Then we have, I'm going through these in what I think is the order that I'm going to read them in. Then we have Language of Thorns by Lee Bardugo. This is a short story collection in the Grishaverse. I just don't feel like that's going to be 5 stars. I don't have high hopes for this one, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Then we have Wolfsong by TJ Klune. Oh my god, if you were there when this came up in TBR200, gag, it's so long. It's so long. Here's the thing, I love many TJ Klunes. I've given many TJ Klunes 5 stars, but this feels very daunting. This doesn't feel like 5-star energy to me, but I could be proven wrong. Then we have another long book, Mistborn, The Fun Empire. We're doing it, baby. We're reading Mistborn.
She's huge, but she's so beautiful. She's a mammoth, of course.
My friend in Sanderson. This is scary. Like this was like a lot of pressure, but I am kind of excited. I do think this has a chance to be 5 stars, right? It's Brandon Sanderson. It's like one of the highest rated books on my TBR. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves this series. So I think this has a high chance. I just want to get through some of these other books first. But I think this has a high chance of being 5 stars. If this is not 5 stars, then we go to a book, that's all the TBR200 books. Then we go to a book that has not been on TBR200, but I feel like is almost certain to be 5. Because at this point, we're reading 5 books, right? I feel like that's when we really need to start trying to get the 5-star, not pissing about, not like, no fucking about anymore. We must try and get the 5-star. Then we try The Unicorn Hunters by Catherine motherfucking Arden. Between these two, one has to be a 5-star. I believe wholeheartedly in my chest, like nothing can shake this belief that one of these will be 5 stars. One of them will be. Okay, if not this, then this will be 5 stars. So that is, let me get all the books together. Oh my gosh, these are quite a lot of pages here. These are the books we're going to be reading And if none of these are 5 stars, I'm gagged. If Unicorn Hunters and Mistborn are 5 stars, we're gagged. But then I guess we'll just keep going. So I'm going to start with, and I do think this could be a really good pick. So a bit nervous. This could be a 1-book vlog. Some of these might be a 1-book vlog at one point. I feel like between all the genres, one of them will just end up being a 5-star after one book. Let's start with The Cautious Traveller's Guide to the Wastelands. I'll let you know my thoughts when I'm a bit of the ways through. Hello. We are not getting this vlog off to a good start at all.
This is torture. This is pain. And this is suffering.
I had to read the whole of this, Cautious Traveller's Guide to the Wastelands, for my book club, for my Patreon book club. I read it. Scully, I read it. I'm giving this 2 stars. Oh, I was really hopeful. This could have been like a 5-star prediction because let me tell you, the premise of this book, and I still hold this opinion having read it and not liked it, the premise of this book, 10 out of 10 slay. Like an iconic premise. So the premise is you are on this train that travels between this space that is now called the wastelands between, is it Russia and Beijing and Moscow, yeah. There's something magical going on. It's the wastelands. There's these creatures, the fauna and the kind of like flowers and plants have all got a bit weird and wacky. No one knows what's going on. And we're on this train, traveling through it, and like things start going wrong on the train. It's set in the 19th century. It's like Victorian into Edwardian era. And, you know, there's like the world is like technology is advancing and all this stuff. I love reading in that setting. I love being on a train and I love the idea of the wastelands. And we're following multiple characters on the train. The whole time I was reading this, felt at like a huge distance from the book. I felt like I was reading it from like 10 feet away. I could not for the life of me get connected. And I'm glad I've done my Patreon live show. We managed to squeeze 40 minutes out of this book of discussion, which was not easy. Because we all came out of this going like, I have no thoughts on that. I was disconnected. Like I was talking to one of my patrons before on a Zoom call that we had, and she was like, I read it, I listened to the whole audiobook, but like, I'm so disconnected from it, I don't know if I need to read it again and give it another go. But there's something about this book that keeps you at a distance. And I think really it's none of the characters are very fleshed out or interesting. The most interesting character is Wei Wei, who is like the train baby. She was born on the train and I think her mother died giving birth to her. And so she stayed on the train and has like ended up working on the train as like almost like a publicity symbol of the train company's success. She was the most interesting, but I think that was more she was where the interesting things were happening rather than being an interesting character. It is so meh as a book. We were all like, what happened at the ending? None of us really understood what happened at the ending. And it's kind of slow paced, and I think there is just so much more potential with this book, with being on a train, stuff to do with the train. I couldn't believe this book takes place over the course of 20 days. I thought it maybe took place over the course of 3. There is no sense of time. There is no sense of the movement of time. There is no sense of like things that are happening on the train and like just a bit of I want a bit of the mundanity of the organization of the train, right? And the wastelands. The wastelands is this really, really unique magic system, this really unique idea that I haven't really seen elsewhere. And it's just so underutilized. We briefly enter the wastelands, like briefly for 2 seconds. And it just feels severely underutilized. So I'm sad because like this should be a book I love, right? This should be up there. And instead it's probably going to be one of my least favorite books of the year. I've never wanted to DNF a book club pick more. I don't DNF them because I need to lead the discussion about them. But it wasn't even that I hated it. Like I think the writing itself, there is some positives to it. There is some like good elements to the craft of the writing, but I felt so disconnected. I felt so bored. And like part of that is me. I've started this vlog earlier than finishing my last one. I haven't read the last 3 books in my last vlog because I had to read this for the book club. So like I'm deep in the slump. Who knows if after that, at the end of that vlog, I'm going to feel a bit out of the slump, but like everything I'm reading at the moment, I'm not really enjoying. And so I need something to kind of kick me out of that, I fear. And will I have had that yet? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, first book is Major Womp Womp. Major Womp Womp. Huge. I don't know what I'm going to read next in the list. Like, I probably should read something that I don't think I'm going to give 5 stars that's on TBR200, like Language of Thorns. But I also do want to read something I'm going to really enjoy. I do want to read something I'm going to enjoy. So we'll see. I'll see you. I'm going to go finish that other vlog and then I'll see you with what I've picked up next. But, rough start. Critters. Arg. You're so yummy. If you hear her playing in the tunnel, just live with it. Hello everyone. How are we doing? I have finished another book. I have finished The Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo. I think this now means I've read every Leigh Bardugo book. I think, am I a Nikki fan? Not anymore. But am I a Leigh Bardugo fan? Yeah. Other than like, I think there's like a short story, isn't there? It's like a darker short, and there's like a graphic novel thing that came out this year. But all the novels and short story collections and all that I have read. I honestly don't have much to say about this. This is a collection of short stories set in the Grishaverse, the Grisha universe, you know, following different characters, different magical beings from all over the Grisha world. And here's the thing, the first half of this, which is more than half of the short stories, like the first 4 of the stories, I really enjoyed. I thought they were really interesting. I thought they were beautifully written. I thought that they kind of blended this fairy tale, this folklore with what we already know about the Grish universe really, really well. But the last 2 short stories, which take up about half of the page space, I just didn't love. And now that could be because Tom had heart surgery, like a couple days ago. And I read those, I think, on the day that he was in for surgery, and I was really nervous. So like some of it is me. Okay, some of it is me. He's fine. But I was very nervous. So yeah, I think that does contribute to it. But it just doesn't stand out to me, right? I'm not going to be remembering her in years and years to come.
I don't remember, love. I don't remember at all. I really don't. It was an awful long time ago.
I'm going to give it a 3.5. A lot of those first short stories were really, really strong 4 stars. We had Ayama and the Thornwood, which was about a girl who has to go, it's kind of based on it's like Cyclops and kind of myths like that. She has to go fight this monster who is the king's son who's been let out into the wilderness. The Too Clever Fox is really cute. That's like about this fox who's like defending his other animal creatures. The Witch of Duva, I think, was maybe even my favorite. That's about a girl who, there's like girls going missing in her small town. Very much reminded me of like Verona Nightingale, like that kind of small town. There's girls going missing and she ends up going to live with this witch. So yeah, there was a lot good about it, but then I was really bored for the last 2 short stories. The last one in particular, I think I just wasn't checked in, unfortunately. And the thing is, that is difficult about short story collection. It has to keep winning you over. Rather than a novel, once it's won you over, it can withstand kind of ebbs and flows in attention or like buy-inness. A short story collection can't do that, unfortunately. So yeah, not much to say, but it's off the TBR. I think I'm gonna start Wolfsong next. I am terrified about how long it is. I can't lie. Like, I'm petrified. Wait, hang on. The dust jacket for some reason isn't on the right bit. There we go. It's even longer. It's even longer than you realise. I love so many TJ Clunes, but like, I'm not getting 5-star feelings from this. I could be proven wrong. I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love to give another TJ Clune 5 stars, but I'm nervous about this one.
Petrified. Petrified.
But before we start that, listen. We do have some parcels to open. Here's the thing, it's almost August. I still have yet to buy a book in June and July. I'm still doing very well, but people have sent me stuff and it's very kind of them, and I gotta say thank you, and I'm excited to get some books considering I'm not buying any. But just be proud of me that I'm not buying any. Okay, I am not buying any. I'm not buying any books. Okay, let's see what we've got. There are many books I'd like to buy. Meet Me in the Garden by Nina LaCour, since I filmed my most anticipated releases video. Like, I cannot get the book out of my head. I don't think it's out yet, but as soon as that book is out, not in my book buying ban, I will be purchasing it. Right, is there a note in here? There is. Oh my god, it's Esty. Esty, you need to stop buying me books. So kind of you. Oh, she acknowledges at least. She goes, whoops, my hand slipped again. Sorry to your book buying ban from SD. What have we got? Oh my god. Scully, you never guess what we've got. You'll never guess. You'll never guess, my darling. I've got Scully hair all over my face. We've got Heartstopper Volume 6. Holy SD! Holy shit. Okay, this is the last Heartstopper book. Wow. I'm petrified. But I'm so excited. It's the last book. It's the last Nick and Charlie book. If you don't know, this is a graphic novel series with Nick and Charlie falling in love, and I just love it. It's like every one of these has been 5 stars for me. So I should read this soon if I want another 5 star. She needs more 5 stars, Your Honor. Oh my god, Essie, that makes my chest hurt. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, SD. Okay, and then we've got one more book. Let's see what she is. I can't get in. Okay, note. Find the note. Oh! It just says, a grateful patron. I have to know your thoughts from a grateful patron. Thank you so much, whoever you are. That's like my patron, guys. I'm very thankful. I mean, listen, not to get all like... There's a whole, conversation about... what's what I'm looking for? Parasocial relationships, right? I think I actually don't do a very good job of managing that for myself, because I don't think I'm anything special, right? So I just think everyone on there is like my friend. Obviously people pay money, tax, that's content on there, and I recognize that. But like, I personally, and this is not me begging for more people to join the Patreon, I just want to say to the people who are there, and I hope I tell them enough, like, I'm very grateful to have such a special community there. I mean, they are just, it's wonderful, and I feel very lucky to spend, a good chunk of my time with them every week, reading and chatting and playing games, and I'm just like, whoa, where have you jumped up? Okay. I just feel very lucky in life, generally. Right, let's see what they have to know my thoughts on. Oh shit, okay.
I wasn't expecting that at all.
Okay, Half is AIDS. I can't even speak. Half is Age by Jeanette McCurdy. Oh god. Okay, so I'm Glad My Mum Died by Jeanette McCurdy. 5 star. I was then very excited for her fiction debut, which is about a relationship, if you want to call it that, between a student and a teacher, and like the fucked up dynamics, and like I've had it comped to My Dark Vanessa a lot in the way that it's like, I'm not sure if the character realizes how she did not have control or power in that relationship but thinks she does. It might be that kind of dynamic. Where are you? Oh, hi. So yeah, I was very excited for this. I need to know what I think of this too. This is like on my 26 books through in 2026. Like, I was hyped for this. It has had very mixed opinions on the interwebs, like on Goodreads and shit. Oh, we'll see. But I need to know what I think of it, because I've been so hyped for it. And I do think she can be a wonderful author. I think not My Dark Vanessa, I think I'm Glad My Mum Died. Like, that is such, like, one of the rawest portrayals of trauma and, like, bearing your soul that I have ever read. And I think that holds so much power. Like, she's power from, like, channeling something that is one of the most terrible things, like, the trauma she's lived through in that, and channeling that into power is so powerful. And then to write a fiction is an entirely separate ball game, right? And I do think she could be a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful fiction author. I just don't know if she's there yet based on the reviews, but I could love this. Who knows? So thank you to SD and a grateful patron. Thank you so much for these. I'm gonna go start Wolfsong. I'm planning on reading a lot of it today, so I might see you later with some thoughts on it. I don't know. Something about this scares me. Maybe the length.
That's what you said.
But I'm scared of it a little bit. Hello beautiful people, good evening. It's the same day. I wanted to check in because I am just over 100 pages into Wolfsong by TJ Klune. And I want to talk because I'm really enjoying it. Listen, I don't want to speak too soon, right? I'm a sixth of the way in, basically. But I feel like, I haven't told you the plot or anything yet. I just need to say this. It could be a 4. It could be a very strong 4. It could be a 4. Whoa, this sun is crazy. It could be a 4 that I really enjoy. If this book makes me cry, which is possible because we've got a lot of page space to go, we've got a lot of things to happen. I feel like it's going to be a really deep story. If it makes me cry, it might be a 5. But I don't know. We're like, it's very early. It's very early. It's very soon. This sun is crazy. I need to that was probably cute, but I need to come into the shade a little bit. We're following Ox, who, you know, has lived a bit of a tough life. His dad was abusive and he's kind of been told that he's dumb and he doesn't talk a lot and like he's stupid and life will just be a bit shit for him is kind of what his dad told him and stuff like this. But he's taken under the wing of a guy at the like car garage his dad used to work at, and he starts working there. And then he's also, a couple years in, a family moves in down the road and he's really taken in by that family and welcomed as part of their pack. And as you might guess by the title and the cover, Wolfsong, this is wolves, baby. I think it might be gay wolves. Knowing TJ Klune, we haven't got to that part yet. And I think the characters that may fall, I'm assuming it'll happen years and years. I think from the synopsis, it's going to happen years in the future. The characters I think are going to come together. It is a little strange where we're starting their story. It's a choice. But I'll see how, I'm not going to speak on that. We'll see how I feel about that, you know, further into the book. If I'm honest with you guys, before coming into this video, I thought I might DNF this book. I don't know why. And why would I think that? Because I love TJ Klune's books. I think I've given him 5 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars. Like, he's gotten high ratings from me. Why would I think I'll DNF this? But
I don't know, I'm not psychic.
But I just never looked at this book with like excitement, with like, oh my God. I think because it was like an older book of his that was repubbed, I was sent it from the publisher rather than like buying it myself. I thought that his older stuff might be different tonally from his newer stuff that I loved. And so I just didn't look at this with excitement. I'm like, it's a long ass book. I'm probably gonna DNF it. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying TJ Klune's writing. I mean, I know that is a given, but I'm really enjoying his writing. I'm really, really, really enjoying the tone of voice from Ox. The tone of voice, the cadence of his voice, how voicey this book is. I'm very much enjoying. And I haven't read a lot of wolf paranormal books. I was much more of a vampire or like immortal girly when I had my paranormal era when I was like 10 or something, where I loved paranormal romances. I was never super into werewolves, so I'm just intrigued. The expectations for where this book could go and where it is going are very different. So I'm going to keep reading it this evening. I really thought I would DNF this. So let me keep reading it. I'll check in with you when I'm a little bit more of the ways through.
We were all so happy that day. It's actually hard to even imagine how terrible things would soon become.
Right. I want everyone to prepare themselves because I'm about to give you whiplash. I'm DNFing Wolfsong. And I didn't even make it that much further in. I'm on page, where am I? Maybe like 230? I listened to the audiobook for a bit, 230, 240. It lost to me. It lost me, Your Honour. And I think when a book loses me, it's lost me. Very, very rarely do I claw it back from that, right? And like, losing me is different from hating it. I can hate a book and it has me, but it's shit. But I just became very disinterested in this. I think what I was really invested in was the early book of Ox's kind of early life and finding himself and his kind of like coming of age and his family dynamic and you know, the people who looked after him and stuff. And the more we transitioned into this romance, this is a romance between him and, I mean, this romance starts when, you know, the guy is 17 and I think he's, 23? Maybe? But he met him when he was 10 and they've been very close best friends since he was 10. And obviously it's all to do with this like wolf and mates and imprinting and all of that, right? You're wolf, you have your mate, you can't choose them, that's your mate, yada yada. And it's very much at the early stage of that. You could be one round, I think, maybe later in the book. But I just couldn't, I I didn't actively have a problem with it. I wasn't like, this is problematic. It wasn't done in a way where I was like, oh, that's super icky. But I wasn't also a fan of it. I just couldn't view them as, I just couldn't make that transition from reading them as friends, like when one of them is 10 years old and one of them 17, to lovers. And at the point of the book, they hadn't even kissed yet, because he's like, I'm not kissing him till he turns 18. Very, I mean, do you want a sticker? I don't know. Okay. But yeah, it just meant that I wasn't invested. And I think the more we got into like the wolfiness and like some of the, it's very wolfy.
Let the big bad wolf handle it from here, and I'll handle it properly, okay?
I think it lost me. Like, the human character would be like, I howled out my despair. And I'm like, this is a bit much. This is a bit much. And it's written, the way it was written, in this kind of like very matter-of-fact, short sentences, a little bit very emotional, but also a bit emotionally detached. I don't know quite how to explain it. Just started not working for me. And listen, I know all of you are gonna be screaming at me, yeah. Like, I need to do this, okay? If I'm gonna get this TBR down, I need to DNF books. Here's the thing, I'm a big sunk cost fallacy girl. Like, if I've already invested time, I find it very hard to let go. And so this is hard for me to do, but I could waste so many more days. I'm only a third of the way in, right? Well, I think I got to 40%. I'm only 40% of the way in. You know, like, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. So I'm just gonna DNF it. I'm not in love with it. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. I think I've got to be stricter. I've got to be harsher. I've got to DNF more. I have to.
We need this. This is essential. This is a crisis.
If I'm gonna get this TBR down, we must DNF. So we're DNFing that. We're now gonna move on to a book that I think has a very high chance of being 5 stars. Whoa, but I'm petrified of it. Wolfsong. No, that's what I've just read. Mistborn, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I mean, it's long, it's 600 pages, but like, I love Trust the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Something about this just looks scary. It looks scary. It looks really scary. It looks really scary. But this is like one of the highest books on my TBR. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves this series. I think we have a very, very high chance of this being 5 stars. I probably, like, this is the kind of book I would probably put on a 5-star predictions list, right? If I was making one, because everyone loves it. I've enjoyed Brandon Sanderson in the past, but also it does feel petrifying. Whew, it does feel petrifying. So I'll let you know my thoughts. I'm a little bit the way through this. I don't know how much I'm going to get into it tonight. Yeah, this put me in a little bit of a mini slump. Like, I just wasn't wanting to pick it up. I read most of it physically, like maybe 200 pages. And then I read another 40, 50 with the audiobook. And the audiobook was worse. I'm going to try and do this physically. This feels like a physical book. So yeah, I'll let you know my thoughts on a little bit of the ways through. I am scared, but I am hopeful that I am going to love it. So wish me luck. Hello, friends. Before we get more into talking about books, I want to give you an update on cat stuff. So skip ahead to this time, this time, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God, I'm really nervous. Yeah, skip ahead to this time if you don't want to hear about my cats and my cat issues. Some of you won't be interested, and I'm probably going to talk for like 10, 15 minutes, if I'm honest. I don't know. I'm nervous to talk about this because I think I hoped that if I didn't talk about it, it would just get better. It would like fix itself. And that hasn't happened. And honestly, I haven't wanted to speak about it because it kind of like feels like airing my child's medical business online. You know when family vloggers like post their kid misbehaving on the internet? Like, I would never do that. I feel like I'm exposing my child for like bad behavior. And I've just been nervous about the act of filming this. I've been crying a lot over this, and I've been nervous about crying when I speak about it and seeming like pathetic and like, there's people dying, Kim, like, get over it. I'm nervous about not crying because I kind of feel like I've got no tears left to cry. Like, I'm nervous about not crying and seeming like emotionless and not communicating how devastating this has been for me. So, and I actually, guys, I've started therapy. I've only had 2 sessions, but she was like, in our most recent session, she was like, you say, not about this, I'm not talking to her about my cats yet, that could happen though. She was like, you say things that are very traumatic, but in a way that's like, oh, you know, oh, it's fine. Like, you kind of like brush over it. So who knows if I'll do that a bit in this. But anyways, we've been having problems with the cats. I'm just gonna get into it. I'm gonna take you through kind of a timeline of what's been happening. So, we've had Scully, if you don't know, I've got a kitten called Scully. We've had Scully for about 2 months, just over 2 months now. And I've got an existing cat called Dida, who, and we'll get into this because this is kind of relevant, like was my family's pet and lived with 2 other cats, fine, in that home. Lux and Miko, shout out if you remember Lux and Miko, you know, lived with them, you know, was quite close to Lux, like, was fine living with other cats. And she is an indoor cat only, so she doesn't get to go outside, and she wants to play a lot. So we thought we should get her a friend, get her a kitten who she can play with. Another relevant point to this is actually, since we've lived here, in Dida's Princess Palace, as we call it, Lux and Miko did come to stay for like 3 weeks. They came to stay earlier this year, and it was fine. She seemed happier. Having them around, she seemed to enjoy it. So yeah, we got Scully, this tiny kitten. She's still tiny. We got her when she was, I think, about 3 months old. She's now about 5 months old. And the first week that we had them, obviously we kept them kind of separate a little bit for the first couple days, but then they started to be around each other, and it was really positive in that first week. Like, Scully was kind of exploring the house and Dida was kind of like going around with her, or yeah, there was no aggression, it was like pretty chill. And like, there were points where Dida was trying to get her to play, with Scully, and Scully was petrified because Dida is massive, but there was no malice at all in what Dida was doing. However, then about a week in, so weeks 1 to 3, or like end of week, I don't know, the next 2 weeks, Dida started like going up to Scully and going bang, 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 like more in front of Scully. I mean, it happened so fast, but more like in front of her than on her, and then running away. And everyone we spoke to was kind of like, she's trying to assert dominance, she's trying to show that she's like the head bitch in charge. But obviously Scully was petrified. But even throughout this time, they were able to play together. Well, not together, like I would be playing with both of them on the bed and they'd be taking turns, or they'd be able to sleep on the bed together. But obviously I did not want Dida doing this. Or like, if she found Scully on the floor, she'd kind of chase her like under a bedside table or something. Because yeah, Dida, this is like a tiny thing that Dida can play with, basically, is what we're ending up with. But then Scully had her vaccination, her second one, but her first one with us. She had her vaccination, and after that she started wetting herself when Dida, I think 3 times or so, she wet herself when Dida went for her. And then the last time it happened, Scully was kind of facing me on the bed, and Dida came up to her behind and went, and she scratched Scully's butthole and made it bleed, like 2 drops of blood. But I was like, okay, this can't be happening. So we were gonna separate them, but then also Scully got ill, and my parents have adopted her brothers. So my mum and dad have Mary and Pippin, who are Scully's littermates, and they also got really ill after their vaccinations. It was quite a while of me and my mum just like living at the vets and like trying to figure out what was wrong. There's since one of her brother's poo was tested, Scully's wasn't, but like I'm 99.99% sure that they all had the same thing wrong with them. And her brother's poo came back parasite ridden. Scully's parasite ridden, but like a very rare parasite that's usually only seen in like farm animals. And like the vet was like, do you have a barn on your property? And my mum's like, I don't know, I do not have a barn. So then we made a decision, because she was ill, because she was wetting herself, to separate them for 2 weeks and to do Jackson Galaxy's reintroduction process. If you don't know, it's like you feed them on either side of a closed door and move them closer and closer, and then you put up like a mesh screen. We did that. Dida tore it down in one day. So then we got them these tents. We got them these tents that they were fed in and moved them closer and closer and closer to each other, to the point where they were like eating face to face. But then when we kind of got there, And this is over like the course of, so a month was taken up with like, or a bit over a month. 5 weeks was 1 week fine, 2 weeks bang, 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 2 weeks separation. And then since then, probably over the course of like last month, we've been trying to reintroduce them. I haven't cried yet because I'm speaking very matter-of-factly and kind of taking you through the process. Dida is over there. You're probably going to see her walk past in the mirror, the fucking culprit. So then it got to a point of like the next step is to try and get them in the same room with each other. Now Dida, this whole time we'd been keeping them separate. Scully had been in my office with me, pretty much. She was briefly downstairs in the dining room, but basically in my office. And Dida doesn't like, and this may be me anthropomorphizing, but I really think she does not like not having access to me. She's obsessed with me. She wants to be with me all the time. She wants me all the time. And I think there is some jealousy. I think some of the initial problems we had were that Scully was in the bedroom, and the bedroom is a very high reward area, and Dida was shut out every night, and she didn't like that. I think she got a bit jealous. So we started by like letting one of them out of the tent, and Dida would always try and get Scully. Like she's always gonna try and get her. But like, it's a very strange dynamic where they were eating face to face, breakfast and dinner, every day. Breakfast and dinner every day. I asked on Instagram for tips, and bless everyone, like they were giving me stuff that we tried very early on. But like we've got Featherway plugins to put pheromones out to like make them get along. I've got stuff that I shipped over from America from Jackson Galaxy, this thing called Buddy Solution. It's like in like a little dropper bottle that I put on Dida twice a day. I brush her every morning and night and put it on her, and then I put it in her food twice a day. But it felt like we were getting somewhere because we actually hadn't let them at each other. And then we had 2 really bad incidents last week. One where we thought we'd locked the door and it wasn't locked, and Dida got in, and they had a really bad fight. And like it's not like hissing, it is Dida attacking and like them spinning like Beyblades. I actually haven't seen it. Tom has got to see the crime first both these times. And Scully wet herself again during that fight, and I just felt it was just really sad. Oh no. It was just really sad. It was just really, really sad. And then we've been trying to like have them in the same room for 2 minutes, where like Dida is constantly distracted with like a purr pop or a toy. But as soon as the purr pop is done, her treat is done, she's gonna go. She's gonna go. And we had an accident where like they'd both gone kind of downstairs, and Scully, bless her, is like still brave, is still curious, like kind of like wants to go up to Dida, but then gets scared. And Dida chased her up the stairs from downstairs into what was Scully's room, into my office, and attacked her, and there's fur everywhere, and Scully wet herself and pooped herself out of fear. And like, that was Thursday, today's Monday. I felt at that point like we've tried everything. We're trying everything. Any tip online of what to do, we've done. Like it's so strange. They are able to eat breakfast and dinner face to face in these tents. There is no hissing. There is no growling. Dida just wants her. She is like locked in, and it started feeling like what the fuck more can I do? Like, the separation has made it worse. It's deteriorated. It's like gone down every step of the way. Dida's got more frustrated by not being able to get in there, by me being unavailable to her for like long stretch of the day. But also I don't want to leave Scully in a room by herself. Like, I want to spend time with her. I want her to feel loved. And it just started feeling like really unfair to Scully, like, to put her through this. Like, she's just such a good girl. She's very loving. And also, I don't want Dida to be, like, I love Dida. She's misbehaving right now, but, like, that is my girl. And I don't want her to be all frustrated and revved up. Like, my mum came round on Thursday to we tried again to have them in the same room. And I don't think I'd been saying to, like, it's bad, like, we're trying everything, and, like, she still just wants to get her. She just wants to get her. If she could get her, she'd get her. And my mum was like, I've never seen cat behaviour like this. It's not hissing, it's not like skirting around each other, like unsure of each other or whatever. It is, Dida views Scully as prey. She views her as prey. She views her as like a little mouse that she needs to catch and kill. Like that's what it feels like. But it's so strange that for the first week, they were good. They were able to be around each other. They were having some really positive interactions. And so, I don't want to lose Scully. Like, I love her. Like, that's my baby. Like, I'm her mum, you know? She loves me so much. She just wants to... They both just want me all the time. That's the other thing. Like, if I was with Scully, Dida's at the door meowing. If I leave Scully alone, she's at the door meowing when I'm with Dida. Like, they both... Sorry, I know this is a long time that I'm yapping. And again, not everyone will have been interested in this. But I haven't spoken about it. And I feel like I now need to just, like, lay it all out there. I don't want to lose her. I love her so much. We have like 2 Scully nights a week where she comes and is in the bedroom with us at night, and she loves it, and she just like curls up to me and gets as close to me as she can. Like, I don't want to lose her, but I also don't want to be selfish. You know? I don't want to put her through something. And listen, like, part of the problem is this has completely consumed me for the last 2 months. Thinking about these cats, trying to make these cats happy, trying to give them both enough of my time, trying to give them both enough of my love. If I leave the house, I feel so guilty. Like, if I leave the house, I'm just thinking of them because I'm thinking I should be spending time with one of them. And my mum is saying things to me like, you know, cats are solitary animals. They are not pack animals. And Scully lives a wonderful life. She is happy. Like, Scully is so happy. She's loved, she's fed well, I give her every treat under the sun, she has every toy under the sun. You know, so many cats out there are strays, or like their owners don't care about them or don't take care of them. People might have gotten rid of Scully or like rehomed her when they found out she was fucking parasite ridden. So it was also like 2 weeks of stress of trying to keep this cat alive. She was like severely dehydrated at one point. It's just all been very stressful, and like my life has like super suffered, and I need to find a way now to like try and get back on it. Like, my reading has suffered, my work has suffered, and I can't really afford for it to suffer, you know? So I need to try and get back to some sort of life. So I feel a bit better now because we have a plan. The plan is, I'm taking Dida to the vets today, first of all, to see if he can recommend anything, to see if he has any advice on what we should do, to see if he thinks she should maybe be on medication short term. I never really wanted to do that. Sorry. Crying. I never really wanted to do that, but if it's short term and just helps us kind of get over this, like, she's obsessed with Scully. She sits outside her door, like, for hours, just, like, listening. She's obsessed. If it can get over that, then maybe it's what we do. But she's going vets today. We've separated them again. We've moved Scully out of my office into the dining room again, which is kind of like Tom's office, but I've stolen like a reading chair from my family so I can still spend time with her. And also, once Dida's like in my office and asleep, Scully gets full run of the house. So she was like running around from like 11 till 3 yesterday, like out and about in the house. So it's not like she's shut away the whole time. I'm doing everything I can. So we're just going to separate them maybe for like a month or 2 months maybe. Maybe we just try, but the trouble is Dida wants in that room. But maybe we keep them separate for a month or 2 months for them as much as for myself. Because Tom has been kind of like working from home the past couple weeks, and we have been spending hours every day doing breakfast, doing dinner, doing introductions, taking Dida in, holding her, and letting them see each other, and then giving her a purr pop afterwards, like letting one of them out of the tent, and letting the other one out of the tent, and playing with them in each other's, like, we've been spending hours every day with them doing stuff, and even when I'm not with them, I'm thinking about it. And so we're just gonna put a pause on that for now, and then maybe try a reintroduction again. But I just don't know how to get Dida out of this obsession, you know? And, you know, worst case scenario is that I'm sorry. worst case scenario is that Scully goes and lives with my parents, right? And I know she would be so loved and so happy and so well taken care of, and I'd get to see her, you know, but I'm a mum, and just the thought of like taking her there and leaving her there, I find very hard to imagine, you know. But maybe also another option is that Scully goes and lives with my family for 3 months, 6 months maybe, and gets bigger, and then we try again, you know? Then we try the whole reintroduction again after that, maybe. That's also an option if we decide to do that. But I don't want to, but I also don't want to be selfish, you know? And just about what I want. But the thing is, she is happy. Like, she's happy. She's always so upbeat, you know? She lives a good life. My mom's like, she probably lives a better life than like 85% of cats in the world, you know? But yeah, it's just been really hard. Sorry for crying. And I just feel like I've tried everything. I can't believe I'm talking about this for 20 minutes in a video. I'm so sorry. Again, I said you could skip forward if you wanted. I feel like I've tried everything. Like, I've got the pheromone plugins. I've got this bully solution herbal remedy that I put on Dita, that I put in her food. We've done the Jackson Galaxy introduction process. Every tip that there is online. We've done site swapping. We've done scent swapping. Like, I kind of don't know what else there is to do. You can see a cat behaviorist, and I would love to do that, but they're like £800. £800 for something that I think has like a 25% chance of working. I kind of think it's the only thing that could work at this point, but I also think it is unlikely to work. But maybe I mean, if you see me taking a lot of sponsorships, it's so I can have a cat behaviorist, basically. That's why I'd be doing it. So yeah, that's an update as to where we are. I'm open to advice, but I think we're going to take a pause. I think we're going to put a pause on it, because I looked online, like, there is maybe if she's viewing her as prey, every time I let them be around each other, Dita's like figuring out. I can't believe I'm saying this about Dita. Listen, you wouldn't know it. She's not stressed out. She's not like living her life. It's just if she sees Scully, she's locked in. But you're letting Dita figure out how to get her and like work it out. Work out how to get her prey, you know? So yeah, it's been really hard. It's been a really hard 2 months. And it is totally, I think it's consumed me more than I think the average person wouldn't let themselves be this consumed. But it's been all I think about. It's been the first thing I think about when I wake up. It's been the last thing I think about at night. I'm constantly just trying to give them my everything. And I think I need to like chill on it a bit. But it's been really hard. And I don't know, there's no answers for this online. It's like cats who hate each other. This isn't cats that Dita just wants to kill. She just wants to get this tiny little rat. She just wants to get Scully. And Scully's such a good girl. So, yeah, that's where we are. I'm going to exhaust every avenue. I think other people wouldn't exhaust every avenue to the degree that it's taken over our lives. I haven't been to the gym. I have barely been doing good enough at work. I've barely been reading. Like, it's just been, everything has been these cats. So that's where we are. I'm going to stop talking now because we're 22 minutes in and this is crazy, like a crazy little interlude in this video. But I think that's also part of why I haven't spoken about it, because I just feel like I'll talk about it for ages. But I just wanted to tell you that anyway, I'm taking Dita to the vets today, so I'm going to have to do this all over again. But the journey is strange. The kind of deterioration of their relationship is strange when I've been doing everything that I'm supposed to. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the answer is. So at the moment, they just live separately. Scully has a room that she's shut in, and then she gets to come out, and I spend time in the room with her, and she gets a couple nights a week. She lives a very happy life. And obviously I was with her previously before we moved out, I was with her like all day, every day, because I was in there working. Whereas now we think maybe Dita needs me to calm Dita down, and Tom's going to be working in that room more with Scully. So he's just been working in there all morning with her. So she is around us. She's not like alone. I wouldn't let that happen. Anyways, that's where we are. I now need to go read this book, read Mistborn, but sorry about this. Again, if you didn't care, you could have skipped ahead, but it's just been really, I don't know what the answer is. We have options. We'll see what the vet says today, if he has any advice. We'll see how separating them for a couple months goes. The thing is, back at home, I know I keep saying I'm going to stop talking. The thing is, there's so many complexities. Back when we lived with my family, Lux is quite strong. So Lux, when they were playing, would put Dida in her place, would like give back as good as he got, you know? Whereas Scully's tiny. She's so much easier for Dida to dominate, and Dida is quite a dominant personality. So I don't know. I don't want to lose Scully. And I'm going to try everything I can. But I almost don't know what else there is to try at this point. Ugh. Anyway, that's that. Sorry about this. Talking for so long. Let's go read the book.
By the way, get ready for the biggest vibe shift ever. I'm sorry, lol.
Hello. We're going to talk about the Fun Empire. I'm 100 pages in. I have some thoughts. Let me just give you a cat update. Little Miss is up here. Let's go see her. She's actually like purring away right now. What do you have to say for yourself? Anything? Okay. Just because I know the last clip was me like sobbing to you uncontrollably, I took Dida to the vets. He was like, this is very unusual. Usually cats meet a kitten and they know they're not a threat. So we've got different diffusers. We're trying out pet remedy diffusers instead of, what's the other one's called? I keep forgetting what it's called. And he's given us medication. He's given us gabapentin, I think that's what it's called. That could be wrong. A lot of my patrons, or like a few of them, said that their cats were on it for like anxiety. I think it's a pretty common medication given to cats, given for like anxiety, stress with going to the vets, or like one-off instances, or chronic pain and stuff. But he said that someone who comes to see him had two cats, one who was not only beating up the brother, the other cat, but was terrorizing the entire neighborhood, like beating up every cat in the neighborhood. And the brother, the other cat, got injured in a car accident and hurt like the top of its tail. And so the owner was like, I can't have them fighting. Like, we can't have that happening. So the other cat's been on gabapentin, and apparently peace has been restored in the entire neighborhood. So, I mean, who knows? I'm not putting her on it yet. We are now going to keep them separate for like a month. And once we try introducing, then I will hopefully have her on it for like a short period of time. Because I do think if we can just integrate them and get over the hurdle, she won't need it long term. Because they were okay together once upon a time. I think she's just obsessed. She's obsessed. If we can get over that and have some positive interaction. But again, I'm just kind of kicking it into the long grass for a bit because I have to. I've lived no life and I'm so stressed. And that's not, me being stressed is not good for them. They're going to pick up on that and be more stressed. And it's just a whole vicious cycle. Anyways, I am 100 pages into Mistborn, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. So not a lot, but I'm 100 pages in. Really enjoying it. Oh, there ain't no other way. Yeah. I don't want to speak too soon. I'm not sure if it's 5 stars yet. I'm only 100 pages in. The synopsis of this. We are following, there's Kelsia, who is a mistborn baby. He is like, a mistborn means you can like, I think there's like 7 types of powers, right? And most people only have 1. But if you have 2, you have 7, right? You either have, it's not even most people, it's very rare to have these powers. But most people, if you have a power, you have 1 power. There's very, very few mistborns who have 7. And he is one. And we also meet Vin, who is a young girl, this like street urchin trying to survive in like gangs in the streets. And maybe she's one too. And he has hatched this plan. And let me tell you, baby, it's a fucking heist. Why didn't no one tell me this was a heist? Why didn't no one tell me this was a heist book? I love heists. I did start feeling a little bit like, this is giving me Six of Crows tea, like assembling a gang of misfits with powers, etc. But it really is just a fantastical heist, right? It was really Six of Crows in the sense that I'm not saying Brandon Sanderson copied Leigh Bardugo. I'm saying did Leigh Bardugo get some inspiration from this? But at the end of the day, it's just a heist. And we're getting the gang together. There's nothing better than in a heist book when you're getting the gang together. Oh, I love it. I love getting the band back together. Ooh, we're getting the band back together. You're the one who sets the bar and education is So yeah, I mean, I love Ocean's 11. I love a heist. I love a heist. So I'm very much enjoying the opening of this. And there's just been some moments in these first 100 pages where I'm reading it and I'm like, Mr. Brandon, like, you are a fantastic writer at the end of the day. Just craft-wise, what he's doing with, like, how he's structured it. Not even in terms of writing style I'm talking about. In terms of, like, how he is drip-feeding us, like, fantastical magic system, world building, character development, already in these 100 pages. The way every scene serves an integral purpose, or serves multiple purposes. Like, you know, when writers are writing a story and they might, like, they're doing an edit and they might go, like, scene by scene and label for each kind of, like, character, world building, magic system, plot. What does this scene serve? And they write in each of the characters. Mr. Brandon has done that. Mr. Brandon has done that because it's all got something that it's serving, and it just makes the book feel so full. Oh, baby. I need to get into writing. I need to write my book. Guys, I have the best book idea, and I need to do Mr. Brandon's lectures that he's got on YouTube. I mean, I must just ignore the fact that it's at fucking Brigham Young or something Mormon-ass university. Let's just ignore that. And I want to do his courses because just reading this, oh, that man, you're like one in a million talent, I feel like. So I'm really enjoying it. Don't know if it'll be 5 stars, but I am having a great time. Today, there is a total eclipse. Happening. I haven't got the glasses. I tried. I went into town today and everywhere was sold out. Oh, really inconsiderate. They didn't leave a pair for me. So, like, if I just go kind of like, do you think I'll be okay? I'm more just to see how it makes the rest of the world look than looking at the sun, but I feel like I want to have like a little peek, you know? I feel like that won't hurt my eyes. I'm not going to sit there staring at it, but if I go, like, sometimes you can look at the sun for like, you know? Anyways. So we're going to go out, probably go down to the beach and watch that. But yeah, I'd like to get a bit more read tonight. I don't know how much that'll be. I'll probably see you tomorrow. Say bye, naughty queen. Tom has been spending a lot of time with Scuddy. He's working in her room and they're just together all the time. And like when he comes to sit up in bed for a bit because he's still recovering from his surgery, he'll bring her up and they're just like in love with each other. Scuddy's forgotten me. She don't give a fuck. But that's what we needed to happen because Lil Miss said, "Give me my mama." Anyway, I'm yapping. Goodbye. I'll check in with you when I've read a bit more. I barely filmed any of the eclipse because it was awful. It was like nothing happened. So I didn't barely film. I didn't film any. So yeah, none of that B-roll. However, I am now going to meet a friend for lunch at this really cool new place that's opened up near us. So I'm going to go do that. And I thought I'd take you along with me. I also need to go pick up, I probably won't film this, but I've sold loads of my books that I've unhauled to a bookshop near me, and I need to go pick up payment and the ones I didn't want. I also need to go pay a check-in that I got from pet insurance. So I need to go do that. So I'm going to go out in town. However, after lunch, and after I've done my errands and I'm back home, We're reading. I'm doing nothing but reading today. I must read this book. I've only read maybe another 40 pages since we last spoke, since yesterday, but I am really enjoying it. So I want to like get through it today. So that's the plan. Go out for lunch, come home, read. Hello friends, I haven't read enough more to film a check-in because I think I'm only like 220 pages in. However, today I'm going to have like at least 4 hours, if not more, in a car. where I'm gonna be reading. So I could get close to finishing it in this car. I don't know. Hang on, hello. Yeah, I could get close to finishing it in the car. So I just wanted to say hello. I'm still loving it today. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. We're going to the opening game of the season with Norwich. If you don't know, I love Norwich City football. I watch every single game, and we're going to the opening game of the season. And listen, this season, let me just tell you, we're gonna smash it. We're gonna win the league. We're gonna win the league.
Delusion. Convince yourself.
So yeah, I'm just gonna read lots today in the car, on my way there and on the way back, because we live a little bit of the ways away from Norwich. So who knows? I could finish this book in the car. I probably won't, but I might get close. Hello friends, how are we all doing? I am about 390 pages into Mistborn. Scully today has just gotten spayed. Oh my god, my baby Scully. All the nurses said how lovely she was. My little baby. So I'm gonna go get in bed with her and read as much of the end of this as I can this evening. That's the plan. It's like 6 o'clock and I'm just locking in. Tom's making dinner. I'm like, me and Scully are reading Mistborn. I'm still really enjoying this, guys. At the weekend we went to Norwich for a football game, which I didn't film any of. I just realised. Oh well. Or maybe I filmed a little bit of like them walking out on the opposite side of the stadium. But I remember on the car on the way there, it's about a 2-hour drive from here, and I read 100 pages and I was proud of myself because it is slow, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Oh guys, it's just so good. It just feels so big, and I get that that's not a crazy thing to say when it's a big book. But books, me saying a book feels big isn't to do with the length of it. Like, there is just so much to it. There is so much detail. There is so much character development. There is so many interesting little Easter eggs being laid. There's so many character relationships and character dynamics that I can see like continuing into the series. There's certain relationships where I'm like, I feel like that is groundwork being laid for like book 3. I feel like he's just planning ahead. It's just so good. It's the kind of book that makes you want to write. It's the kind of book that makes you love reading. It's the kind of book that, you know, I've been in a bit of a slump or just not loving the books I've been reading lately, like in this vlog and the one previous. And this is just like, it's literature, baby. This is great American literature. It should be taught in schools. Like, this is, it's peak. It's incredible. It's incredible. I am wondering plot-wise, like, I think I told you there's this heist that they're planning, and it's quite a big, I think I can tell you a little bit of what they're planning. Like, they want to basically overthrow the Lord Ruler, who's like the evil Dark Lord. It's on the front, what if the Dark Lord won? So the world they're living in is like the Dark Lord won, and they want to overthrow him, perhaps kill him, perhaps just kind of drive him out of his city. And they've got all these plans, like raising an army, training an army, and I'm wondering, is that going to happen in this book? Because I don't feel like it can, but it could. I'm in two minds, and I'm in two minds about whether I want it to happen. Part of me feels like it has to happen because that's kind of like the premise of the book, right? Like the setup of the book is we're going to do this heist. So like part of me feels like you have to get the satisfaction of that happening, but also part of me is like, how are we going to fit that? And I know I've got like literally 250 pages to read or something, but part of me is like, how are we going to fit that? We haven't got enough time. But you know, I'm just loving Kelsia. I'm loving Vin. I really love, is it Sayzed? I don't know how to say his name. I should look it up. I really love him as a character. He's kind of like looking after Vin. He's this very knowledgeable man. I'm really enjoying his character. I'm just loving it. I'm going to stop yapping. I'm going to go read, but it's just impeccable. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of thoughts for you at the end, but I mean, I'm petrified of what's going to happen. I feel like I've got to... It's been pretty tame in terms of tragedy so far, and I feel like I've got to prepare myself for some higher stakes in this last part, because like surely I should expect that from Brandon, you know? Bloody hell, but I'm just loving it. I'm loving it. It's literature, baby. Peak literature. Let's go finish it, shall we? Okay, so in what is going to be an absolute surprise to no one, 5 stars. 5 stars. 5 stars.
You know what's the most exciting thing about winning? It's when you win. I love that feeling.
Only my 4th 5-star of the year. let's all calm down. That's really sad. That's crazy. But anyways, no, I am really happy I read this. I loved this. I can see why it's, you know, one of the highest rated books on my TBR, why so many people love it, why it's seen as one of the greatest fantasy series of all time, why Brandon Sanderson has the name recognition and the awe that he inspires. It is just so fucking good. It's the kind of book that leaves you going like, oh my god. Oh my god. You did that, Brandon. The plot is so detailed. It's so, like I said, there's so much going on. And I don't have to have every fantasy be that plot driven, right? Not every fantasy has to be that plot driven. There's some fantasy I love that are very like vibes based or nothing happens or whatever. But in this one, the plot is just crafted so perfectly. And what I think is interesting about it is it does move through many different stages almost. Like we start off with the heist, like getting the band back together, getting the gang together for the heist. Then we kind of have this like court intrigue, court subterfuge section where Vin is acting as a court spy and, you know, pretending to be this young noblewoman. And then at the end, obviously, we have these big battles and war and crazy town and darkness and I don't know. I just think outstanding book. Outstanding book. And then I think there's a lot still. It answers a lot of your questions, but it also leaves a lot of questions unanswered in a way that I think really intrigues me for the rest of the series. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, when a book is like this, when a book is so just obviously like a master craftsman at their work, I just kind of sit back and let it take me. Like, I don't know what I can tell you other than it's great. It's perfectly done. It's perfectly crafted. I love the journey that we go on with the characters. I love how ruthless the book can be. I like how many questions there are still to lead us into the next book. I really like how some character relationships, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like Vin and a guy that have a very interesting dynamic throughout the book. I don't know how to say his name, I'm so sorry, I should check, but like Sized, he is such a complex character. He was definitely, I think, my favourite character. I loved him. Kelsia is such a magnetic character, no pun intended with this all being like metal magic, but he's such a magnetic character and such an interesting... In this book, we get to unpack him a lot. Him and Vin are definitely the stars of the book, and like so many interesting character motivations going on there. I loved it. I loved it. So that does bring this I Can't Stop Reading Fantasy Books Until I Find a 5-star challenge to a close. I really enjoyed doing it. I know how many did I read in this vlog? 4 maybe we got off the TBR. So that does leave us on 282 for the TBR total. We're getting there. We're gonna hopefully get into the 270s in the next vlog. But yeah, I had a great time reading this. Let me know what you thought of any of the books I read in this video if you've also read them. Next version of this little mini series, Can't Stop Reading the Genre Until We Find a 5-star, we're gonna do is mystery. Let me know if there's any mysteries you know are on my TBR that you think I should read, because I feel like it might actually be a bit tricky. I'm not actually sure. I love murder mysteries. I read so many, but I am very, very, very selective with my 5 stars for them. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, friends. I hope you enjoyed the vlog, and I'll see you very soon in another one. Bye!